found out about your law firm's interest in the Newman murder from a man I interviewed to possibly help us. Daud Hasan? Hana asked, her heart sinking at the thought he'd deceived her. No, an Arab Israeli named Sahir Ben Ali. Right, Hana said with relief. I'm not going to contact Hasan independently, but I need to make sure you've not hired a mole who's working for the bad guys before we exchange any intel. A friend and colleague who worked with me in security at Ben Gurion Airport recommended Daud Hasan. He's also an Arab Israeli and served in the IDF. His qualifications are on his website. Got it. I assume he has the basic report of the attack prepared by the Israeli Border Patrol and the local police. It's 12 pages in Hebrew and dated 41 days after the murder. It gives the chronology of events. Hana quickly checked what Daud had given her. Sure enough, it was 12 pages, but without the date. I have 12 pages but no date, she said. Armstrong read the introductory paragraph in English. Hana followed along and did her own internal translation. Does that sound right? Armstrong asked. Yes, but my copy has certain names redacted. I have a clean one, which I'll send you. What's your secure email address? Hana assumed her work email met the definition of secure. The law firm had a sophisticated firewall. She gave the information to Armstrong, who reciprocated. The call ended without Hana's having taken a single note. But from the initial call, Armstrong seemed like a hard-working ally, not a hindrance. Hana spent the day working on her investigative to-do list. She visited the Jerusalem police station closest to Herva Square to see if she could figure out the origin of the report she'd received from Daud. When Hana explained what she was doing, a helpful female clerk located several photographs of the crime scene. All of them were stored digitally, but several had been printed onto photo paper. You can review them here, the woman said in Hebrew, but I can't release them without a court order or authorization from one of my superiors. I understand. Hana stepped away from the counter and sat down in a plastic chair in the corner of the room. She didn't want to open the folder, but she knew she had to. The color pictures of Gloria taken as she was being prepared to leave in an ambulance were worse than she'd imagined. In some ways, the similarity in appearance between Gloria and Sadie made the photos of the mother more heartrending to see. Also included were graphic photos of Abdul's body. In death, the young man looked harmless, yet minutes before, he'd been viciously stabbing a mother and child with a large knife. Hana held it together emotionally until she reached the last 3 photographs and saw Sadie. Tears streamed down Hana's cheeks at the sight of the jagged cut on the little girl's face. Unlike her mother, whose eyes were closed, Sadie's eyes were open and filled with uncontrolled terror. Hana wiped away the tears with the back of her hand and tried to stop crying. More tears overwhelmed the flimsy dam and flowed down her face. Closing the folder, she knew the images would never leave her. Through blurred vision, she saw the female clerk watching her. Hana placed the folder on the counter. The woman held out a handful of tissues. I've seen these, the clerk said. I have a daughter about the same age as the little girl. I hope you find the people behind this and make them pay. We will. Thankfully, the other items Hana checked off her list were less emotional. She obtained contact information for the Border Patrol unit that responded to the attack, as well as the identification and current address for the company that had placed the surveillance camera in Herva Square. She had time to return to the hotel and rest for a few minutes before getting ready for an early dinner with Daud. Putting on a simple skirt, blouse, and sandals, Hana was sitting in a chair in the lobby when Daud entered and greeted her in Arabic. You look nice, he said with a smile. Let's go. I'm parked in a spot out front where I'll be towed if I don't move my vehicle. In the daylight, Hana could see that Daud's Land Rover had a few dents and dings, but it was clean on the inside. Chinese or Ethiopian food? He asked once they had snapped their seatbelts. Following the immigration to Israel of thousands of Ethiopian Jews in the 1980s and 1990s, restaurants featuring their cuisine had sprung up all over Israel. However, Hana loved Chinese food, and Israel had a lot of great Chinese restaurants. It was easy to keep a kosher Chinese kitchen because virtually no dairy products were used in South Asian cooking. Chinese, she said. Good choice.